Hello, everyone. If you are living on this planet, and I assume you do, you probably realize that we are heading for stormy weather, stormy seas. That means a potentially stormy life. I've attended some seminars, some webinars. I've read quite a few books, and I'd like to share what I've learned to see if we are ready for a potentially stormy life. So, stress. I'm doing a series about stress for an organization who asked me about it. What is stress? In this four-part series, I talk about what stress is and how to mitigate it. But according to some author, when we are stressed, we may also feel some anxiety, anxious about what today will bring, what tomorrow will bring, anxious about what might happen to our children or to ourselves. And if we're not careful, we could actually fall into a depression. We get all this stress and anxiety inside ourselves, and we focus more and more on ourselves. And God forbid, if we continue, we can go into psychosis, which is like living day to day in a nightmare. And we don't want that to happen. That's why I specialize in helping people to get some techniques so they can mitigate or help themselves with stress, with anxiety, and not fall into depression. Is it actually happening? Well, somebody just told me that the suicide rate for people in the military, for veterans especially, has risen by 300%. And we know some kids are committing suicide, some adults are committing suicide on a much higher rate than they did before. So I believe there is stress, there is anxiety, there is depression, and maybe some believe we are into a mass psychosis. But there are ways. Our mind is incredibly powerful, and there are easy techniques to help us get out of stress, anxiety, and not fall into depression. So are you prepared? Well, first of all, we talk about prepping. You probably have heard about preppers. So what do preppers do? Well, water is very important. That's been many years now that I have used an Alexa Pure. That's the device that is on the right. It's great for one or two people, including a dog. And the other one is a Berkey, and that is for a larger family. So why do I like these water filtration system? Because they fed by gravity. You do not need to have electricity. My little Alexa Pure, I take it with me when I travel to motels, and I fill it up and I make sure I have pure drinking water. Also carry another one with me. It's just a bottle that I can fill in any brook, any river, any lake, and have drinkable water. That is so important. So prepping, you can prep for your physical. We'll talk about the mental down this line. So be sure you have a source of water. If you have no electricity, if your water has a problem, be sure that you can maybe collect rainwater, find a river, a lake, and filter your water. Now, how about food? Well, a few years ago, I did quite a bit of gardening. When I lived in California, we had huge gardens, and we did a lot of canning, freezing, and drying. Well, I don't have huge gardens any longer, but I started something else. Last year, for a short while, I lived in a travel trailer, and that's where I started hydroponics. So I first bought this one that you see on the picture. It's called Gardyn, Gardyn. I have no affiliation. I don't get any money from them. Just to show you what is possible, even living in a travel trailer. And then I heard about another one called the Aero Garden. I bought one, and then I bought another one and a third one. So I start my own seeds, and I haven't bought any greens since January. I started these hydroponics in my trailer in December last year, and they are doing quite well. I rotate them and I get all my greens and even some tomatoes. Now I have a little room, and some people even use these. Those are called green stock. And you can put them on a balcony. They don't take much room, and you can grow quite a few things in them. So this is the latest one I bought. I have 7 now. So I have one that's filled with strawberry. That's a green and white that you see right there. It's a strawberry tower. I have a bean tower. I have a tomato tower, I have a cucumber tower, I have a greens tower, I have a herb tower, and I also have a mixed tower with different things like zucchinis and eggplant, peppers, etc. Doesn't take much room and it has incredible yield. So having food, have you noticed how expensive food is getting? The investment into the system is a bit expensive at the start, but once you have them, you have the seeds, you can go for many years without having to buy any food. That was several years ago where I had absolutely nothing, homeless, no money, and I was able to survive on weeds. Here at dandelion, for 1 month, I ate dandelions. They are actually very healthy. So why not get a book or two? I have several about the plants that are around you that are potentially edible. If things really get bad, you probably can survive on the food that is around you. Well, you may think there is not many plants or herbs or weeds around you, but I knew some people in Las Vegas in the desert who fed themselves with the plants that they found around them. So there are possibilities. Hopefully we won't get to that point. How about mind prepping? And that's what I'm more into. That's my area of specialization. I've studied the mind since I was 15 years old, and obviously things have changed a lot. And I'm amazed at the new discoveries that are happening nowadays. So that's why I offered you this 3 mind hacks to help you break through challenges. Easy techniques, easy exercises that will help you mitigate stress, hopefully not fall into anxiety, especially not depression, and keep your head above water so you don't fall into a mass psychosis. You can remain a champion, you can survive and even thrive if we go through that potential storm that seems to be brewing on the horizon. Coming up, as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm doing a 4-part series on stress and how to mitigate it. So be sure to continue looking for my post and go on my website. Sign up on thechampionmind.com and you'll be the first ones to receive. For now, it's all free. And I promise I will not share your address, and I will not send you 3 emails a day trying to sell you something. It's not my style. I love to empower people, as I have gone through several tragedies myself, and I've learned many different techniques. Be sure to sign up, get some resources. I'll be posting some more, probably weekly, but at least regularly, helping you, empowering you to live through these stormy seas. I hope to see you soon. In the meantime, live with passion, purpose, and delight.